is so interesting because people have a way of making things that are not about them. And it's wow. Anyway, we got pre-approved for the house and exactly sent her a text message letting her know. Sounds like you were sending your enemy a text message letting them know of your progress. This is why you need to shut the hell up. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Now let's get into the story because this is spicy. Am I the asshole if I move into my dream house even though it's in my close friend's neighborhood and she asked me not to? Okay, so why is your friend asking you not to move into a neighborhood? Are there robbers there? Do they grape people? Like, what's the issue? Talk to me. Okay. I, 40 female. Okay, so you're old enough to make your own decision, which is good. Found a house that my family absolutely fell in love with. It happens to be in the same neighborhood as a close friend. I'll call her Rachel. For context, this isn't a casual friendship. We've thrown each other parties for several different occasions, spent holidays together, and even gone on vacations as families. I genuinely thought we were close. Okay. This is sounding like I thought but we're not situation. I love you talk your own ish. When I first found the house, I did reach out to Rachel, sent her the listing and asked if we should be neighbors. She didn't respond. A few days later, she actually came with us to the house to look at the house in person. She walked through it with us, saw everything and acted completely normal. With no hesitation, no concern, nothing to suggest she has an issue with us moving there. So naturally, we continued exploring the house. We got pre-approved for the house and exactly sent her a text message letting her know. Sounds like you were sending your enemy a text message letting them know of your progress. This is why you need to shut the hell up. Then out of nowhere, she sent me a long message saying she's really nervous about us moving into our neighborhood. She said her home is a bubble and she didn't want things to get messy and that living close would put pressure on the friendship. Okay, right? Pressure on the friendship. What's that even mean? Okay, anyway, let's keep reading. Okay, fair to have feelings, but instead of asking questions or trying to understand our intentions, it immediately felt like this was something we were doing to her. Okay, red flags there. For context, we're not moving there for her. We genuinely love the house. Good. I responded honestly and told her I was hurt and confused because this decision has nothing to do with her. This is so interesting because people have a way of making things that are not about them. And it's wow. Anyway, I also pointed out that asking me to reconsider moving for her comfort didn't sit right. She doubled down. She said living close automatically changes the dynamics, brought up that we do community differently, and implied that the way we host gathering and have people over could affect our family. For context, our houses would be at least a 6-minute walk apart, but because of the hills, it would probably take me longer. Okay, this is just wild. You're living 6 minutes apart. Okay, that's probably like, I don't know the measurement thingy, but that's a distance. Okay, but somehow the way you organize things in your family would affect not your neighbor, not the next neighbor after your neighbor, not 5 neighbors after your neighbor, but somebody that lives 6 minutes apart from your house by walking. That's wild. At that point, I tried to move the conversation to a phone call because things were starting to get twisted over text, and I didn't want to be misinterpreted. She said she was busy, so I told her, that's fine, just let me know when you're available to have this conversation, but until then, I will do what's best for my family. Good job. Okay. So this situation, I don't know, I wouldn't say it broke your friendship. I would say it's just very well to me because since when did you need your friend's permission to rent an apartment or to buy a house? You find your dream home, your entire family loves it, and then somebody that you met just for the shortest while is saying, oh, don't move here just because it would make me uncomfortable. That's selfish. I'm not even joking.
You're not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Then she decided to call me and escalated quickly. She started yelling and kept yelling at me through our 30 minutes conversation. That's interesting. She said I should have asked her permission or opinion before even considering moving there. She was upset that she has to be the one to bring it up, even though I initially reached out and she didn't respond. She kept insisting that I was literally moving into her backyard. Again, the house is about a good walk away. I reassured her multiple times I wouldn't show up unannounced. We respect boundaries. We wouldn't assume access to her space. She didn't want to hear any of it. She kept cycling back to how this was our neighborhood, how I was encroaching on her space, and how the way we host and gathered with friends bothered her. At some point, she said, "Go ahead and move there and see what happens." I asked her directly if she was threatening me, but she kept yelling. I stayed calm for most of it, but I'll be honest, I did eventually lose my composure and dropped an F bomb. And I also laughed at some one point because the situation felt so surreal. This is something I could potentially have done. Because what do you even mean? I'll be so dazed. Like, what's this about? Are we fighting before? But one thing I know for sure is that this friendship exposed what this situation exposed what the friendship is. I would say that there was no real friendship there to begin with. And I mean, I would totally understand boundaries. I totally do. We're all for boundaries here. But let's not, come on. Boundaries is not the same thing as control. Okay, I'm not moving into your apartment. We're literally just living in the same area, bearing in mind that weeks may pass and I might not even see you, right? I don't think it was worth all the drama. Okay, she then accused me of being childish, ugly, and gaslighting her. She told me if I continued, she would automatically hang up on me. She told me that she was trying to save this friendship, and to be honest with me, no, so that no one would get hurt. I told her that it seemed like we were past that at this point. That made her angry to the point she started yelling again and started to cry. Okay, so when a woman tries to gaslight another woman through tears, whoa, you go hold. Both of us will cry together. We are both going to cry on that call because it's nonsense. She told me I showed my true color and that I'm an awful friend for not acknowledging her feelings. Seeing how upset she was, I asked her if she would like to take a break from the conversation and come back to it later when things were calm. She told me she was done talking about this with me. I haven't heard from her since. So now I am sitting here wondering, am I the asshole for not treating her opinions and feelings like it was a deciding vote for where my family would live? Am I the asshole for putting on an offer on the house anyway? The last thing I heard from her was that she doesn't want to talk about this with me anymore. Would I be the asshole if I did try to talk to her again and try to resolve things? Would I be the asshole if I didn't try? Am I the asshole? I wouldn't say you're the asshole. Somebody said you're not the asshole, but you are AI. Okay, I don't know if you're AI or not, right? That was very funny. I feel like I don't know if these are like these. I don't know if this is a real story, honestly, because it's crazy. Because yeah, she had the right to say she likes her space, but like your space is your house and your backyard and your front yard or your garage, whatever, your car. That's your space. The street doesn't belong to you. So rest.
Do I regret what I said? No, I don't regret. Neither would God regret what I said. I don't regret. What I said were the right words to say.
And I feel like this person is very controlling. I feel like this person is very, very controlling. She would be very, very controlling. I feel like this person is also childish and not mature, because there's no mature person in their right senses that would have an issue with a friend moving into their neighborhood. Okay, so fine, you don't want your friend, because I had a friend back then, still friends, that would say she doesn't want her friends to, she doesn't want to live with people because see finish the enter that the distance you have in the relationship, the more cherished the relationship is going to be in that sense. But this person doesn't try to lay claim of a neighborhood, an entire neighborhood. I feel like it's just crazy. It's so cringe. I mean, what I'll tell you, ma'am, is please feel free to tell her to move out of the neighborhood if living in the neighborhood is causing her so much distress. Yeah, and that will solve all your problems. Okay? Yeah, and that brings us to the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, I ask you a question. Why? Like this video, leave a comment, turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.